Oh, the wonders of summer. Tomatoes and corn on the cob and fresh peaches. Gaie McLeod from McLeod Farms up in McBee, South Carolina is here. And there are lots of things to do besides eat fresh peaches. I think you've got a great kind of unusual dish for us today.
Yes, I do. A lot of people make a peach pizza recipe, but this one is a little different. I think you're going to like it.
What makes it different from some of the others?
A lot of times the others use cream cheese and powdered sugar and whipped cream.
Oh my goodness.
And this is going to have the peaches inside the filling, which I think is a lot better.
So this is more like a true Italian pizza, which doesn't have so many ingredients.
That's
on
right.
It. Yes.
And it's peachy.
Okay, all right. Well, let's see how we're going to. Now, this is what it looks like when it's finished.
Yes.
Now, that's really,
Isn't
really
that beautiful?
pretty. It is beautiful. And we're going to show people how they can get that
That's
same
right.
result. But we may show them if they don't want to take quite so much time that there's some shortcuts to it.
That's right.
Okay.
We will.
Well, how do we get this great looking crust?
We're going to start off with the crust, and we just use the cookie dough that you get in the refrigerator section.
Oh, okay.
And you're going to put that in a bowl and sort of mash it around and get it good and mashed around, and you're going to put in, you can also put in some pecans, so about 1/4 cup of pecans in that cookie dough.
Ooh, that's going to add an extra richness. And also, you said, I believe, that you like to grind them up.
I do. I like to grind them.
Okay.
Now, I like to start off with a wax piece of paper and mash my crust down a little bit first, and then transfer it over to the pizza.
And you
pan.
Grease this pan.
You do grease it.
Okay, so that you can.
Then you're going to press it in.
Get it out.
That's
okay.
right.
Yeah,
you're going to
yeah.
press it in a little
Okay,
bit.
okay.
And then you're going to cook your cookie dough for 10 minutes or until it gets nice and pretty.
Ovens vary. Sure.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
and then I guess we need to get some peaches on it.
Well, the first thing we do is we make a center filling.
Oh, okay.
And this is the center filling. Let me tell you how we do this.
Yes.
First thing we do is we puree about 4 or 5 peaches.
Whoa, this is just going to be full of peach flavor.
It is. It is. So
Okay.
we're going to puree 4 or 5 peaches.
Okay, so you've got those
and
in my
then you're going to
blender.
use the a block of the cream cheese, which is 8 ounces.
8 ounces.
That has been at room temperature.
Sure. Okay.
And then we use a Jello. That's the peach Jello.
Yes.
We're going to use half of a packet.
I don't have to dissolve it. I just
No,
put it right in.
you don't dissolve it. You just put it right in.
Okay, so I've got the blender with the peaches in it. I've got them pureed.
And it makes about 1 cup of the puree. So you
Okay.
want 1 cup of pureed peaches, the block of the cream cheese, the
Okay.
8 ounces, and that half of a packet of the peach Jello.
Okay, and just get that good and mixed
And you
up.
mix it up really
And that's
well.
what we have here.
And that's what we
Okay.
have here. Now we're going to use the rest of that packet for our ending topping.
Okay,
But this
okay.
is what we do now.
And you let me taste this, and it was surprised. It
It's
really
not
just tastes
really
like a sweet
sweet.
peach. It doesn't taste sweet.
That's
I like
right.
that. I like that about it.
You know, I even refrigerated this a little bit so that it would be a little bit thicker before I put
So it
it
doesn't
on.
run all over
and
the
it
place?
doesn't run all over the place.
Okay.
I put it in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes.
All right.
So then we're going to put this
So again, this is a pretty
filling.
quick,
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
because we only had to cook this for about 10 minutes.
That's right. There's not much cooking involved. So you're not going to heat up your oven for in the hot summertime for this one.
I know. Yeah.
All right, so now we've got
that
our
nice and
filling
smooth. Okay.
here. And now is when we're going to put a row of peaches.
All right.
Now you can take your peaches and slice them, and you can put a beautiful row of peaches just like this. And as you saw the one that was already made,
Oh, it's just yeah.
you can put them all and range them all beautiful in line.
So if
Just
you're having
like
the garden
this.
club ladies over,
Yes.
you want to put
make
on
them
your
pretty.
company best. Yeah.
Or you can do like this and spread them out, and I promise you it tastes just as good. So
And for family night, I mean, this is
that's right.
yeah.
That's right. And these peaches, I've let them juice up a little bit, which means I cut them up and then.
But you didn't
allow
sugar them.
But I did not sugar them. All right. And see, it's going to look a little bit different, but it still looks nice.
okay.
Now you're going to stick this into the refrigerator
Okay.
and let it cool.
All right.
And the last thing is our topping.
So this is where we're going to use the rest of the peach Jello.
Right.
Okay.
This has the peach Jello. a cup of water,
Cup of water.
3/4 cup of sugar. So here's where your sugar comes
Here's where
in.
the sweetness comes.
And then you have that Jello, and you also have to add about 1.5 teaspoons of cornstarch.
Of cornstarch.
Yeah, that's
okay.
going to make it a little bit thicker. That's where
Just
the
like when
thickness
you're
comes
making
in.
Harvard beets or something.
That's
yeah,
right.
Okay.
And then you just pour this on top,
Ooh, it's pretty.
just like that. And you have a beautiful, delicious,
Gosh,
peachy
colors are beautiful. Gosh, it's pretty.
Now you're going to want to put this in the refrigerator
And really let it get
and
set
let
up.
it good and set.
Okay, all right.
And
Well,
that's
let's
what
bring this one up that we just took out of the
Okay.
refrigerator.
And we're going to cut it
shall
with
shall we see?
Let's do.
Okay.
We're going to cut it with a pizza cutter.
Okay, and here's a knife in case you need some help.
Okay.
So how many hours do you like to let it sit in the refrigerator?
This one's set overnight,
That's probably a good
and I think it's a good
strategy.
strategy.
Okay.
Now, if you were able to
We'll cross our fingers and if it comes,
yes, you were able to not mash that.
Oh, that's
look at
why you
that.
don't want to push it down too
You
hard.
don't want to mash it too much
Yeah, because then it
it's
might
hard
stick.
to get off.
This is coming out beautifully,
That
I think,
is.
don't you?
I think so too.
Well, should we just act like sisters and both
Let's
have a bite?
do.
Okay.
All right. That looks delicious.
Okay.
Here
Here's
we
to
go.
McBee. Mmm.
That is very good.
Mmm. Gosh, Gaie.
Isn't that good? Mm-hmm. That is very good.
Boy. Mmm. And not overly sweet.
That's right. It's not overly sweet.
Well, if somebody wants to make this for their family, how can they get the recipe?
Well, they can go to our website, and that is maxpride.com.
All right.
And we have this recipe and lots of other great recipes.
Well, thank you so much for visiting, and thank you for being one of the many wonderful farmers in South Carolina who work so hard to bring delicious peaches to us.
Well, it's nice to be here.